I'm watching Jeremy Renner on Joe Rogan right now talk about the accident he experienced with his snowcat. I've ran snowcat, piston bully to be exact, the brand he ran himself over with. 16 winners, uh, a few down in New Zealand on the South and on the North Island, Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and I'm here to tell you I've listened to the uh, his accountments of the story, and there's some things that just don't make sense. It sounds like Jeremy didn't set his parking brake, and it sounds like he stopped with the throttle up, and it just sounds like he was being incredibly careless. But he has this story to where he saved his nephew. It started to move, it threw him off, and he jumped back on. And it's just, for me as a CAD operator and work professionally in the industry, it's just a very flagrant story, and it's really hard to digest. And I think that he's lucky that, the company, it's a very reputable company. They're Mercedes has made the motors for these, and it's a German-based company. And the series piston bully goes back to when I was born in 1983, I believe, or 84. And they're going to take this to a whole new level, and they're going to make these machines like two-seater, front-facing, and make them a thing of their own and not just like a tractor. So, yeah, as you can imagine, it's very frustrating for me to listen to Mr. Renner's story. And as a professional CAD operator, I would tell him to step out of Marvel comic book world and more into reality when he's involved in those things. And obviously he will now, but to keep this story up, it would just be nice. People never take accountability, and he could say, I did not park in the proper procedure, and that is coming to a stop, putting your implement down, your blade, which he talks about, um, lowering your throttle because like 3,000 RPMs of diesel power just sitting there not doing anything. So, and then setting your parking brake. And for those of you wondering, if the parking brake is set and the RPMs are that high, um, it shouldn't move. But those older machines, it's hard to say. Like I've operated the Piston Bully 240D, which is what he ran himself over with, and it does have the ability. You can there's a throttle on the dash, and when you pull that throttle back, you'll watch the foot throttle get pinned to the floor, and you can just lock it like that. And I would never advise anybody to do anything of the sorts, and be very cautious of that set throttle. But as a professional in the industry, I would really appreciate it if Mr. Renner would take accountability and just admit that he failed to follow the procedure when stopping